Okay, thank you all for joining us today. This is Grow Your First Time Homebuyer Business webinar. Um, my name is Tracy McIntosh. I'm the Customer Success Manager here at Down Payment Resource. Behind the scenes, we have some employees that are going to be helping you with any questions you may have as I'm speaking. We have Mel in the background, and we may have a couple others that have joined on since I last looked. But if you could just make sure and utilize the Q&A box for any questions that you have. We have lots of people that attend these webinars, and keeping up with it in chat is sometimes impossible to do. And we want to make sure that we get to everyone's questions. So if you have questions along the way, like I said, just throw them in Q&A instead of chat so that our team behind the scenes can go ahead and get those questions answered. We will also be recording this webinar, and it will be sent to everyone that registered for this today. You'll see it by email, possibly by end of day or so tomorrow. It takes a while for it to process, but you'll get that in your inbox. It will have the screens, or the screenshots of everything, the slides, as well as you'll have the full recording. So you'll be able to access that. Okay, so let's go ahead here. Today, we're going to show you how to start more conversations with first-time homebuyers by sharing information that will help your buyers overcome their biggest challenge, which is the down payment. We're going to briefly explore the state of down payment assistance programs, or DPAs, right now, and look at the opportunity that first-time homebuyers present. But the focus today is to show you how real agents across the country and lenders are using Down Payment Connect to enhance their marketing, expand their reach, and match clients to down payment assistance opportunities and generate those leads. So, first, a little background about who we are. Down Payment Resource, or DPR as we go by, was launched in 2008 to solve a problem that really drove a lot of people in real estate and mortgage lending crazy. There was no easy way to find and track homebuyer programs. So, DPR developed an easier way to connect eligible borrowers with the hard to find resources like DPAs, grants, MCCs, and other assistance. We provide tools and down payment assistance program information for real estate agents, loan officers, and ultimately consumers to help all of you find and understand the down payment solutions out there for your buyers. So, today we're going to talk about one of the coolest DPR tools, which is Down Payment Connect. And we're also going to focus on how you can use outreach there to um, promote down payment assistance to the home buyers that you're working with. So some have said we're kind of like Match.com for down payment assistance, though. Ultimately, what we do is we help you connect the home buyers to the down payment help that they need. Today, we're going to be discussing the state of DPAs and their impact, the first time homebuyer market opportunities, educating your buyers about down payments, enhancing the market to expand your reach, and Down Payment Connect peer examples, which we'll go into. I have some slides for those, but we'll also do some live looks at websites and social media and things like that as well, so you can see some good ideas. So let's start with the state of DPA programs. We publish a quarterly report called the Homeownership Program Index, where we take stock of what's out there across the country and look at developing trends. So here's an overview of the types of homeownership programs that we track. 73% of all homebuyer programs are some form of down payment assistance. Those do come in many forms, as you can see, including deferred and forgivable programs, repayable programs, and true grants. Note, though, that most DPAs are deferred loans, and about half of those are also forgivable. We also track all of the affordable first mortgage programs, which can typically be layered with DPAs as well as tax credits or mortgage credit certificates, and some other less common programs that we're not going to really touch on much today. Down payment programs are available everywhere. High cost markets, low cost markets, urban, rural, every state across the country has a housing finance agency whose programs are available statewide. Plus, there are local programs in each market as well. Income and price limits are also market adjusted. So, based on like the median incomes and median prices in that market. So, you see higher limits in higher cost markets. Here you can see the states with the greatest number of programs, but there is literally no county in the country where some kind of help isn't available. So this myth that down payment programs are not available in the area is in fact not true. So, current DPA trends. So, demand for DPAs right now is through the roof. And I'm sure those of you that are on here, we have agents and lenders and all different walks of life when it comes to the home buying process in here joining us. So, I'm sure you've all noticed that with the way the market conditions are, this demand is through the roof and very much so needed. DPA providers are enhancing programs more and more to offer more assistance, higher income limits, and higher purchase price limits in order to keep up with the rising prices. DPA providers are also expanding eligible uses of funds as well as new inventory options. There are new state and local programs that are continuing to launch in all of the markets nationwide all the time, and we're continuing to add those into our database. And currently, about 82.5% of all DPAs across the country are funded and available right now. So, down payment assistance is definitely still available. It's not going away anytime soon. Now, let's think about the mindset of first time home buyers, right? So, they really want to stop renting, but they don't know what they can afford and they don't know about down payment help. Often, they even think they need a bigger down payment than is actually required. So, right now, many home buyers are sidelined and really just waiting. It's a challenging time, and we know that navigating the process is never easy. So, these prospective buyers need help navigating that home buying process and getting approved and pre approved for a home loan. And they need guidance for understanding the down payment requirements, but they also need access to these down payment solutions. They need help navigating a very competitive market with limited inventory, and they need help winning their bids. In fact, in a recent study we participated in with the Urban Institute that surveyed millennial renters, here's what potential buyers were saying. When asked what their biggest barrier to home ownership was, 68% cited the down payment as the biggest obstacle to home ownership. When asked how big of a down payment they thought they had to have to buy a home, 65% of those thought that they needed 15%, 20%, or more for a down payment. And then when they were asked if they were familiar with low down payment mortgage options, 76% had little or absolutely no familiarity with low down payment mortgage options, much less down payment assistance programs. So many buyers actually are mortgage ready, but they don't think they could qualify because of these misperceptions. They don't know that you can get an FHA loan with 3.5% down or a conventional mortgage with 3% or 5% down. And all too often, they don't know about down payment assistance programs. But that's what we're here today to do is to start changing that. It's a confusing time in the market, so education is more important now than ever. And buyers need an advisor they can trust. And then they are going to take that relationship and they're going to tell all of their peers about it and refer everyone that's helped them along the way. So, for those of you that are here today, you may have found out about this webinar through your MLS. If you're an agent with an MLS that provides down payment resource, what we do is we identify eligible listings in your MLS and match them to all available homebuyer assistance programs. If you're an MLS partner, which I have on the screen right now with down payment resource, we identify these eligible listings in your MLS and we match them to all the available homebuyer assistance programs. And then we provide those matching tools in your MLS agent and client portal listing reports. You also get Down Payment Connect for free through these MLS partners. So check out this list. If you're one of these members of one of these MLSs, um, get in there, locate down payment resource, and go from there. But check out down payment resource, let your clients know what's available, and talk to your lending partners about which programs they offer. Um, on my next screen here, if you are an MLS member from one of our partners, you can find down payment resource in your MLS. Usually it's different from one MLS to another, but usually you can find us under either products and services or external links. So we have a couple pulled up right here, FMLS and Stellar, just to kind of show you how they have them. But like I said, they're a little different from one MLS to another. Once you click on down payment resource, you'll come to your down payment resource homepage and your personalized down payment connect link is waiting for you. You can see that with the green block around it on the screen right now. Um, I'll show you how it all works next, but basically this link is unique to you. And you'll know that because it ends with your first name and your last name. And it's going to be tied to your name, email, and phone number in your MLS profile. Below your landing page link is an overview of the Down Payment Connect tool and also a link to marketing resources to help you get started. So if you click on that marketing resources button, you'll also have access to several graphics packages, including social media images, as well as customizable flyers in both English and Spanish, and some training videos, case studies, reports, and a whole bunch more. But you can utilize these in your email campaigns, on social media, your website, etc., along with your down payment connect link to help increase your business while educating more buyers about down payment assistance. And I'll show you some examples of how other agents are doing this in just a few minutes. However, if your MLS was not listed earlier, we do have a paid monthly subscription to Down Payment Connect, and we'll get you that information. Mel can put that in chat in a little bit. But if you go to downpaymentresource.com/DPC, you can learn more. But Down Payment Connect offers you a personalized landing page where buyers can come search for down payment programs um, where they want to buy a home and then connect back to you to learn more and take the next steps. Loan officers, you can also see all programs in your market and control which ones display to the consumers along with additional eligibility tools. So you could have some control over that. There is no limit to the traffic or leads that you can generate with Down Payment Connect, though. And you can use that to engage and educate new buyers. The buyers complete a program search and then generate those leads that then come to you and only you, by the way. You tap into growth markets and run digital marketing campaigns. You'll find details of all DPAs in your market and things like that. A few things to note about Down Payment Connect, though. So, a lot of times people are asking us if they're paying for leads, but no, you're generating your own leads in a creative new way with a unique tool. So, like I said before, it is free for MLS partners, but we have a paid version that's available elsewhere as well. And these leads do not get sent to anyone other than you. They're yours and yours alone. No one else is copied. They're not sold or resold anywhere else. The lead goes straight to your inbox, and then a confirmation email goes straight to the potential home buyer who is filling out the eligibility search. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some fun and creative ways of how your peers all over the country are using Down Payment Connect to drive more business and educate more buyers about down payment assistance programs. We're going to visit some of these live in a few moments as well, but let's go ahead and get started with some of these that I have going for you. So the very first option is to add the link to your website. So Brian in Atlanta simply added a Down Payment Connect link and some basic content to his homepage so that it's among the first things a buyer sees on his website. It illustrates for prospective first time home buyers and others that he's focused on them too. This is a super easy way to get started with Down Payment Connect. Susan in Atlanta embedded her own Down Payment Connect link on a buyer's page on her site so that she can drive traffic to the lead tool while making sure visitors never leave her website. This has been a great way for her to help firefighters, EMTs, and other first responders in her North Atlanta market. We do give you instructions on how you can do both of these options by clicking on marketing resources from your DPR dashboard as well. Here's another example from Angela, who embedded the Down Payment Connect form into a new buyer's page on her website, and you can navigate directly to it in her website's main navigation. So if you see down payment assistance link at the top, that's where you would go. So she's just embedded the Down Payment Connect form on that page and didn't have to draft any other content. Again, it's a super easy way to get started. Some agents, however, choose to offer a more educational approach. This real estate broker in Seattle has a section on his site called Advice for Buyers with a special DPA page. I'm going to pull this one up live for you in a little bit as well so that I can show you more of the page. But what they do is they educate buyers about down payment assistance programs, and then the page ends with an embedded search for buyers to find what's available to them. This is a great way to give aspiring buyers a little more information along the way, but cap it off with the opportunity to find out which specific programs they could use to buy their own home. This is another one of our favorites, and it also includes a lot of educational content. Richmond Region Realty in Virginia created their own long form educational page on down payment assistance with several opportunities to click to go to their Down Payment Connect tool. They created their own branded educational video, explanations of DPAs and their benefits, and several links to their Down Payment Connect page throughout the page. It's written almost like a short ebook or article, and it dives into several topics of interest to buyers. And along the way, the buyer has multiple opportunities to engage with that Down Payment Connect tool. Ronnie Berman with Richmond Region Realty was actually featured in Inman News for his successful Facebook campaigns using his Down Payment Connect page, actually. Here is a creative use case from Raul, which is a broker in Austin, Texas. But let me start with a question for those of you that are here. What homework or takeaways do you give to your new clients? So if you have any of those, drop it in chat and let us know. But Raul, what he did was created this three-step checklist for new clients. So step one is to address home financing and down payment assistance opportunities. We love this because one of our goals is for down payment assistance to be a part of the earliest conversation a buyer has with their agent and lender. Making sure the buyer is getting pre approved or pre qualified and also investigating DPA options. So Raul, what he did here helps to connect those dots for the buyers. This is also an easy option with optimizing your email signature. It's presented to anyone you email. So you can see an example of this here with Sal in California, who includes his Down Payment Connect link in his email signature so that anyone getting an email from him or anyone that they forward his email to knows that down payment help is out there and can use Sal's tool to find available programs and continue that conversation. You can find instructions on how to do this in the marketing tools link on your Down Payment Connect homepage as well, just so that you know. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears and look a little bit at social media. So there are a couple examples on here. Raul from Austin, Texas, created a great social media drip campaign where he identified and answered the top 10 homebuyer questions that he gets by video. He answered one question a week in video format and posted on his business Facebook page. So, down payment assistance was one of those topics, and the call to action in that post was his Down Payment Connect landing page, which, what a great way to educate new buyers, but also to keep your audience engaged. Video content really is a great way to engage your audience. So, I definitely suggest utilizing that, especially if they're shorter video clips, ones that your consumers can watch quickly. Marilyn here in Indianapolis also used Down Payment Connect and Facebook ads with great success. She came up with very simple calls to action and led buyers to her Down Payment Connect page. So be creative on social media. Okay, so here's a couple other social media contents that we have located more recently. as well. So in the top right, um, it addresses, quickly that there are, if you're looking to buy a home but are struggling to come up with that down payment, they have a solution for you, right? And it's saying that down payment assistance programs are available at this property and properties that they have here. So you can click right onto that, get straight to them, right? And then down on the bottom left, um, this one's a really great one, right? Because I think that the way that they attack that with just putting themselves in the home buyer's shoes and understanding how difficult it is draws attention, right? So they have saving for a house feels like climbing the half dome at Yosemite Park. But then it lets them know that down payment assistance programs can be that secret weapon for them. What can help them to be able to make that easier, right? So great, great options there. And once again, just has that link right there that people can go to. Also, I will point out that the image in that one is a free image that you can get from us with when you're logging in and you're looking at all the social media options. Megan here had some yard signs made that for any of her DPA eligible listings that she has, and she had a QR code on these yard signs directing people at the property to her down payment connect landing page. So, like, think about that, right? What a fun way to engage someone parked at the curb, dreaming of owning that home, and they see this sign out there that says this home qualifies for down payment assistance programs, and do you? Right? And from right there in their car, they can scan it, they can fill out that eligibility search, and then instantly Megan here gets a lead, right? And can follow up with them. Another great thing that is an option out there, and I highly suggest using this, is highlighting those success stories. We love this from Minnesota. The Barker Hedges group launched an entire Facebook page dedicated to serving first time home buyers. And they have multiple explainer videos answering questions about saving for a down payment and down payment assistance. They even cover a few local program examples. Everything, though, is directed back to their Minnesota first time homebuyer website where they can search for programs. You can also see that they highlight real homebuyer success stories on their site. And this, for me, is my personal favorite way to drum up business in any line of work, is you love hearing those heartwarming stories, like this. So make sure you're highlighting those success stories too. It's just a great way to connect with potential home buyers because they're seeing real stories about how down payment assistance can help people. So along the way, during your process of working with home buyers, ask them if you can mention the amount of down payment help they used. Ask if you can mention their experience working with you in the program, and then use that to highlight on social media, in your blog, on your website, anywhere, right? Anywhere and everywhere. But these real examples from past first time home buyers are what's going to help you connect better with tomorrow's buyers. It shows them that it's something they can achieve. Also, note that they are co-marketing this page with their lender partners. This is such a great idea. So you can work smart with your DPA lenders who do these programs well. Okay, that same Minnesota team does, like I mentioned before, posts educational videos for aspiring buyers. And this main video on the screen right now highlights how buyers can find a participating lender. In fact, all of the videos this team produces are short and to the point. This one on here is under a minute, right? And most of them are that you see on this page. So keep it simple. You can even break down DPAs into shorter videos and make a series out of it. Sticking with social media, here's two examples from Instagram, right? So Instagram's another great option. Bo in Florida, up in the top right, uh, tells his audience about DPAs and to stop second guessing themselves. What a great message, right? So just stop second guessing yourself and see if you qualify, right? He's got his link right there in that post so that people can click on that and go straight to it, right? John in California tells his Instagram audience that there's help out there for people who are worried they'll never have enough down payment saved up, right? So he's reaching out to those people and letting them know that there is options out there. But both of them leverage hashtags and use tools like Linktree to add your down payment connect link to your Instagram bio. And that lets buyers know that there's help out there and that you can connect them to that help. Here's another TikTok engagement. I know that TikTok is becoming more and more highly used for marketing. And this is a great one here where it's just a quick and short video that she has put up saying how to buy your first home in Texas using down payment assistance. So she just goes into a little educational video informing her audience of some steps that you can take for that, right? So you can add or utilize that as well. LinkedIn and Linktree are also great options where you can put posts out there. And this great one on here says, "Who says your furry friend can't say, you can't have a say in your home search?" Which is adorable. So any of those people out there, just like me, who are animal lovers, that's going to grab their attention, right? And it's just going to get a little bit of notice from them, right? Also, I'll note that this image here and several of the others that we've been seeing today are images that are pre-created that people have used that are accessible to them. So you can use these as well, right? And then just add your own little notes to it for whatever content you want to add. Okay, so next, I'm going to switch from the slide deck and show you live how to locate your down payment connect and examples that of how peers are using that. So let me stop sharing my screen. Oops, so sorry. Let me get that back. I didn't mean to stop sharing my screen. There we go. Okay, it was not wanting to move away on me. So let me get this moved down here, and I'm going to show you a few live examples right here, right? So first is Suncoast Realty Solutions. Um, if you're on this page, if you go under Buy, up at the top banner here, you're going to see down payment assistance, right? And that's going to just take you straight to a page that allows your the buyers to be able to fill out that eligibility search form that I've been showing you. So if you go straight to that, then you're going to be able to fill out their eligibility search criteria here, and the results will then be submitted to that person, right? So in Sacramento, here's another one. They have a page dedicated to down payment. So if you click on the down payment tool button here, it's going to take you straight to that same eligibility link, but the one that's customized for them, right? So that those results will only go to that. So that's another option up here to be able to put that in your top navigation and just have that tool as its own individual page. For sale Oklahoma. So this one does have immediately when you go to this page, this pop-up that shows saying that down payment programs are available and we can help with that, right? It's got a call to action right here in the red block saying, click on the link below, just answer a few questions and discover all the homeownership programs that can help you save on your down payment and buy sooner, right? As soon as they click on this link right here, it's going to take them to that eligibility page so that they can fill out the form and get those customized matched programs that are available for them. Over here at Mortgage Services Incorporated, and by the way, I'm going to be bouncing around between showing examples of agents versus lenders on how they're displaying some of these, just to give you an idea, right? But across the board, they're customizable pretty much for either option, so that you can pick and choose the way that you want that displayed that's best suited for you and for your audience, right? In here in Mortgage Services Incorporated, excuse me. On this page, they have a page dedicated to down payment assistance, right? Just letting their consumers know that down payment programs are available and out there, right? It's a very quick page. You can see the bottoms right here. But basically, all they do is they let you know it's available, and they have two call to actions right here on this page for the audience to click on those to be taken to that eligibility search and figure out what programs they can be matched with, right? Next, I'm going to show you an option for a loan officer, right? So Angela is a loan officer with RWM Home Loans. On her specific page, which has like a little blurb about her, there are three boxes down here that are basically next steps for the person who's looking at her page. Maybe they're ready to purchase a home, refinance a home, or maybe they're not ready for either of those things, but they're looking at down payment assistance and seeing what maybe could make them ready to purchase a home, right? So it's a big call to action right here, letting them know that if you're looking for down payment assistance, just click this button where it says find assistance. And that's going to take them to see um, that eligibility search to fill it out. That lead's going to go straight to Angela when they're done filling that out, and only Angela, like I've said before, so that those she can reach out to that buyer and guide them from there, right? So up next, this is one that we talked about, and then I said I was going to pull up for you guys um, live. This is one that has a full page of information. It's very educational on here. At the very top, it's got advice for buyers, right? And one of the options is down payment assistance, right? So there's that option here, which brings them to this page. And it's going to be where they can find all this educational content. And in this educational content, you're going to see several different calls to action to fill out the eligibility, right? Also embedded right into here is that form that they can fill out. So they don't even have to leave this page. They just fill out the form right there. But it starts off with a little bit of education. Up next, Richmond Region Realty um, has also educational content in here, but they actually utilize a video as well, which, like I said before, I personally think videos are really great for the home buyers or consumers because it gives them a little bit more information without having to read it all. And, it's just a really great tool to be able to use those videos. But this educational page gives a lot of information, and within this page are several different buttons that they can click on. Right here is an option they can click on to get to that eligibility page. There's another one right here where program search tool is a link to that eligibility page. It goes through what are criteria for the buyer, family finances, first time home buyer status, your profession, things like that could actually help you. This image here has embedded in it a link to go to that eligibility search page as well. As it continues going on down farther, there's even another option right here, the one last option here, so that they can continue to be taken to their custom eligibility search page. So this is a very informative option. It's going to be a lot more work if you guys want to invest in that and you want to make this more your niche so that you're becoming somebody that others recommend to use as a source of education and guidance along the way when it comes to down payment assistance. On here, we have Team Tyler on here. He has utilized more of a blog approach. So he has graphics, content. There are simple steps at the end as well. So you've got graphics here with an embedded link. Once again, there's our cute little puppy that we talked about earlier that you can get through our Down Payment Connect as well tool. But this one, like I said, is a blog approach. It's giving you a little bit of information about down payment assistance, what it is, how it can be used. They've embedded a video in here that's helpful for the home buyers. And this is a video you can get that we provide to you. So he's just gotten that from us and added that to the page. But then what I love about this one most is that right down here, it says we can help you determine if any down payment assistance options might work for you. To find out, there are 4 simple steps. He says, click below on the Down Payment Connect button, enter your household information, get your results, and then let's talk about those results, right? So 4 simple steps, right, to get them where they need to go, right, along this process. Up next, I'm going to show you a few different Facebook options, right? So Shayna put a post out there. This is a very simple post, right? She grabbed one of our images and she just put a blurb saying down payment money is out there. Let's find it and use my Down Payment Connect page to find those programs that can help you save on your down payment or closing costs. Very simple. She added her URL right here so that people can get directed to hers and she can get those leads. Up next is a video that was done on here. So this one, this specific option here has a longer video. It's I think about 9 minutes or so. Yeah, it's about 9 minutes or so, and it's education specifically about DPAs, right? And what she has done is in this series that she did for home buyers is educating them, right? This topic specifically was on down payment assistance. So in her little overview over here, she's included her link for the Down Payment Connect eligibility search tool, and letting them have that at the ready. So anybody watching her video can also click right onto that link and be directed to it. Last on here is something that I actually just found today. So it was just posted a few hours ago, but I think this is awesome, right? So one of the bigger things that I've been hearing about in the last couple of years or so are people utilizing multi-unit properties um, earlier, right? So our younger generations in the 20s and so that are just starting off with their first home purchase, right? They're utilizing multi-unit properties as long as they're living in one of those units, which it can go up to 4 units for down payment assistance. They allow, in some cases, 1, 2, 3, or I'm sorry, not one, but 2, 3, or 4 units for a multi-unit property. And then, so as long as they're living there, they can utilize down payment assistance, purchase this home, make money off of it because they're renting out those other units so that then they can cover their own mortgage, right? And create that income. So, and that's what Kiara has addressed here, saying who's ready, right? You can invest in this multi unit using an FHA, $203,000 loan, live in a unit for a few years and rent out the others, right? Like, so this is a great opportunity that she's posting out there and really kind of getting the attention about that. And then once again, you can see her link is right here that she's included so that people can fill out that eligibility search and be taken to that. Okay, so that's it for my live ones here. Let me get back to this here, and we're going to get back to sharing this slide here. Okay, so in my role here at Down Payment Resource, I speak with agents across the country regularly. I speak to lenders and loan officers, and I learn how they're using our tools in these ways to help aspiring home buyers. Don't be afraid of down payment assistance options, but instead use it as leverage to help you stand out among the rest. This is a very helpful advantage that you can have. And here's a quick recap of the ways that I've shown you that you can that can assist you in this endeavor, as well as a few other ideas. So, email signature. I can't stress this enough. You can do this without much lift at all, and it's a one and done, high impact bit of effort. So make sure you add a graphic or hyperlink text and get that added into your email signature. Up second is if one of your listings, if you're an agent and one of your listings is eligible, market that listing with program information. So highlight programs or assistance amount that's available at that property. And you can even print out program information, have it available at those open houses, right? Third, Facebook ads allow you to target your specific market and they give great reports on the number of clicks, views, etc. And it can help you test interest in content. Fourth, add your Down Payment Connect as your Instagram profile link. In your Instagram post, you can direct buyers to click the link in your profile. Educational content is a great plus. Buyers are doing more and more research in advance. So use keywords like down payment help and your city name, right? And many buyers are going to search for things like down payment assistance in Atlanta, right? Add a first time home buyer section on your site. So many have a for buyers page, but really speak to that audience you want to reach and use first time home buyers or new buyers. Make sure you use some explainer videos on your website, and social media can add a lot of value. Everyone is busy, 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 busy. And those videos make it so much easier to take in the information. There are so many ways to record and easily edit today, so make use of that. I also suggest hosting virtual homebuyer events. So you can do this by co hosting with your referral partners. So loan officers that are experienced with DPAs can connect with agents in the same market, in the same area, and you can do these virtual homebuyer events, which would be so fantastic. These homebuyers would have both professionals that they need in one spot to help guide them and educate them. And then lastly, don't forget to reach back out to your target audience through some ongoing drip marketing campaigns. Some of these buyers may not be ready, but by sending valuable information and connecting them to other homebuyer education or resources that can help, you're going to be top of mind when they're ready, right? You're going to be the ones that they know they can count on and that they can turn to for proper guidance when they're at that time that they're ready to move forward, right? Finally, make sure to leverage the experts available to you. Remember that you don't have to be an expert in down payment assistance if you are an agent, right? Lean on your HFAs, lean on your lenders, and partner with them. And for those of you that are here that are loan officers, lean on those HFAs, right? And in those eligibility search results, when those come in your inbox, there's an option to click on it and learn more about that program, and you'll be able to find links to the program provider for additional information above and beyond that, and general overview of what the requirements are for that program to get you started, right? So lean on all the professionals around you, right? So here are a few tips. Find participating lenders if you are an agent in here for each program in the program details section. Develop partnerships with more participating lenders and ask the lenders that you're currently partnered with what programs they are eligible to work with, right? For those of you on here, I'm sure there's been a lot of chatter going on. I haven't been able to look, but in the chat box between agents and loan officers, finding and networking with each other, right? So utilize that to team up together, right? And um, and that way that you guys can lean on each other, right? You can also connect with your state and local HFAs, nonprofits, and employers to find out what resources they might offer for agents and loan officers and what other classes they offer. On any of your website content, blog, or social media, excuse me, highlight information about local programs and use those keywords that I was talking to you about, right? Also, I suggest taking a first time homebuyer class to get content ideas for first time homebuyers to see what they're learning and what they're interested in. We would love for you to join our growing Facebook group called Down Payment Insiders. There, you can join over 13,000 real estate agents, loan officers, housing counselors, and even DPA providers as they discuss best practices with DPAs, first time homebuyers, working with lenders, learning from each other, marketing ideas, etc. You can listen in and learn, or you can participate in the dialogue and engage with your peers. It is also a great place to network and connect with loan officers and agents in your market. We are always being asked where agents can find loan officers familiar with DPAs to partner up with, and that's a great place to do so. So, for those of you in here, I'm sure there have been some of you doing that in the background in the chat. This is another great place to go to find those lenders that can help you. And Mel, if you have a second, if you haven't already, will you drop the down payment insiders link in chat so that everybody can copy that? Okay, so let me introduce you to a couple of successful agents utilizing DPAs that we met actually on our Facebook community page that I was just telling you about, right? Raul Rowe, which we've talked about before, he is a veteran that understood firsthand the challenges other veterans face with homeownership and decided to become an expert on DPA programs specific to veterans in the state of Texas. You saw a couple of his ideas earlier. He took the time, though, to dive into those programs so that he could understand them well and now utilizes that knowledge to assist other veterans looking to purchase a home. Amber Bennett works with peers that are all first time home buyers. She decided to dive into the details of DPAs so she could become an expert that home buyers can turn to for reliable guidance on the ways in which they could get into a home without having to save a huge down payment first. She made it her niche and found LOs to partner with who were like minded and did DPA well. Like Amber's clients, DPA customers, though, become customers for life. So, as I've said before, tell their story, help them, and they're going to refer their family members and their friends as well for years to come. They're also going to probably be coming back to you guys when they're ready to buy another home later on, years down the road. If you are here, you can probably relate to these DPR power users. They're both aiming to serve their own communities well. And in these cases, they're new buyers and veterans, but they saw a real need in their market and they're really being a hero to their clients. Okay, so that is the end of all the information I have for you today. So thank you for joining us. I've put on the screen here our email address, which is info@downpaymentresource.com. But if you go to our website, which is, I'm sorry, our email address is info@downpaymentresource.com. Our website is downpaymentresource.com. So if you go to our website, you can also find quarterly and monthly reports there that we're constantly updating. So some of those images that I had in our slide deck today were images that we have up there on our website, and we're constantly keeping that updated that you can get to. So, let's go ahead and let's see if there are any questions that we can go ahead and answer live. Mel, do you have anything specific that we should address?
Yeah. Hey, Tracy. Not really specific. I'll say a couple of things. So, of course, we always get the question about whether or not you'll receive recording and slides, and the answer to that is yes. We did record today's session, so everybody will get a copy of the recording as well as the slides. And you probably will have that in your inbox sometime tomorrow. And we also include some other information that will help serve as reminders for some of the things we've talked about today. We'll include information on how to how to register for upcoming sessions, a couple of YouTube videos that may be helpful, etc. So again, everybody be on the lookout for that in your inboxes sometime tomorrow. And then the only other thing I will add, which this has been really cool. I feel like we've had quite a few, or I personally have answered questions from quite a few agents that are members of our partner MLSs. So good to have you guys here and see you wanting to learn more about Down Payment Connect. But Tracy, I was going to ask really quickly, would you mind going back to the slide that where you show how to find Down Payment Resource inside an MLS?
Absolutely. I'm just gonna scroll back through here real fast, so it's gonna be just crazy for a second. Hang tight with me. And okay, so here's our MLS partners. And did I pass it? Yes. Give me 2 seconds. This is where you can locate when you're logged into your MLS. Usually, like I said before, it's under products and services or external links. We have on here a couple of options right now, but they may look a little different in your own personal MLS, but this just gives you a couple options. So generally, there's this money sign with a green money sign with a check mark, or it might be our little house logo that you can see on the Stellar one over here to the right. Um, there's a few different ways that you can see our logo, our down payment resource button. Sometimes it just says down payment resource on there, and there's no actual logos depending on the MLS. So they're all a little different.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all I wanted to mention. I mean, we've had some great questions. This has been a excited crowd from my view. So thank you. I don't know if Keith and Lori have anything that they wanted to add.
excellent. Thank you, Mel. And yes, as well, I love that we have so many people from our MLSs joining us today. Lori in the background, along with me, we help our customers day to day when we're not doing these webinars. We're in the background helping our customers. So we love to hear that you guys are on here. Lori, Keith, do either of you have anything else that you want to make sure to address, or any questions you have that we want to go over live?
I don't think so. I know that one of the people asked about Georgia MLS, and I thought it was Greater Alabama, so I told them that it was free to them. So I apologize there. But I mean, this was such a live bunch. I'm so happy with the turnout and all the questions. Just know that you can reach out to us if, afterwards you have any questions. But I think we covered pretty much everything. It looks like Mel was all over it in the comments. So I don't know about you, Keith.
Um,
Great question.
yeah, thank you. Two questions that came through that I would just like to kind of reemphasize that the majority of these programs not only can be used with like Fannie and Freddie products, but they can be used with FHA, VA, USDA, because a lot of these programs are HUD funded. So that opportunity is out there. And then the other one, which I thought was a really good question also, was layering. And I think we covered some of that, but just stacking these programs where you might have a state program and you can stack a local program as a third. So, there's opportunities to multi-layer these programs. And that's just helping your buyers out with that cash to close and down payment, which is so important.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Keith. Yeah, there are so many programs that we hear about all the time that are capable of being staffed like that. And if you're an agent on here, I definitely recommend connecting with a loan officer and a lender that's savvy with down payment assistance programs, because they're really going to be your experts with that, and they're going to be able to guide you and your client to the programs that are capable of doing that, right? So agents, it's not something you have to become an expert on. The biggest thing for you is making sure you're informing the consumers that these down payment assistance programs are out there, because a lot of times as an agent, you may be the first person that they reach out to before reaching out to a lender, before doing all that, because they're hesitant and they're unsure, and they have all these myths out here that they're believing that they're not going to be able to get a home, right? So they're tiptoeing into it. So you guys as an agent, having that knowledge at the ready and saying there are programs out there that can help you. And if you aren't already working with a lender, let me give you a list of a few options of people that I know are familiar with them and are savvy with them that I can suggest to you. And on that note, for those of you that are loan officers in here, make sure to utilize connections with your agents, because they are hungry and just looking desperately to find people like you who are savvy with these programs that they can turn to as the expert when they have home buyers that are seeking this help and just need a little bit extra to get them over that hump and get them into a home, instead of having to wait several years to be able to save that up, right? So keep those connections going for sure. I do see, Javier, you asked if we have a list of lenders available in Houston, Texas, that we can share. We don't have lists of lenders or contacts that we are able to give you, but the best thing that I would suggest in those cases are a couple of options. One, reach out to the ones that you already work with. That's the top thing. You may have loan officers you're currently working with that you just don't know are familiar with down payment assistance programs and that lending institution works with them. So reach out to the contacts you've already made first and foremost, right? And dive into that. Secondly, utilize our, which I'll put it back up here on the screen, but utilize our Facebook page to get connections when you don't have those, right? So right here, it's downpaymentinsiders.com, right? So that's an option. Also, if somebody is using your eligibility search link and results are being emailed to you, that email is going to have a link for each of the programs that are coming up as an option. If you click on that link, it's going to give you a whole bunch of information that's going to be brought up that's maybe not really even most of that information that you need, because it's more loan officer driven, but click on the link that says approved lenders, right? And what that is that's the program providers list of approved lenders that have already been vetted and have already gone through the steps to become someone that can work with that program. And if you find that list, you can reach out to them directly because they're already familiar with that program, right? So you can reach out to them and make some new connections that way. So any other questions that have popped up that I should address? I believe that's it that I'm seeing on my end. So if you guys have any questions after this, I'm going to put our contact us page back up on here. Please feel free to reach out to us. Our team is always happy to help guide you and give you some more information. So reach out to us if you need any additional help. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today and best of luck. And I hope that you're able to get several more, many more home buyers into homes and that these down payment assistance programs can help you along the way. So thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful day.